Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show on this last Friday of May. Excited to have this group on the show. Siren Valley's with us. We're going to talk about scratched up art. They're going to perform. Look how great that looks in the background. It looks so good. We're going to learn all about them and how you guys can support our artists. Our artists had a crazy year last year, so we need to get behind them as much as possible. Welcome to the show. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
We're doing good. Thank you so much for having us.
I'm excited to have you. All right, so I'm going to let you start and introduce yourselves. The audience loves to know a little bit about you. You know, are you a musical prodigy? Did you just pick up the guitar last week? They kind of want to know your journey.
Okay.
So share a little bit with us.
You want to go first?
Sure. Hi, my name is Marlon. I've been playing percussion for a while, since high school. And that's also where I met Amy and Katelyn. And that's pretty much my whole life story.
He's also a great songwriter.
Wow. That's okay. Sometimes it's hard to talk about yourself. I personally have no trouble with it, but you know.
He's leaving out the part that he's also a great songwriter and comedic songwriter.
I love it. All right. Well,
okay,
welcome.
Well, I am Amy. I am a singer. I dabble in other instruments. We met in marching band. I've been singing since I was about 2 or 3 and never stopped. Started in church and just like kind of knew that was where I belonged. There's videotapes of me, like every time somebody had a video camera, I'd come out in like a dress-up dress and would perform for the video camera. So there was really no choice for me. This was
no choice. It was a given. You were going down that path no matter what.
Yes. And then I found this great group of people, and it's just home. It's where I belong. So
I love it.
So you want to go next?
Yeah. My name is Katelyn. Kind of similar to Amy, just been singing forever since I was teeny tiny. Starting off just a tiny kid at my grandma's house singing Madonna, My Baby's Got a Secret, which of course I had no idea what I was singing, just running around the house, you know. And then, doing singing growing up, and then some theater as a kid, and then joined band in middle school and then high school, where I met the rest of them, and then kind of stopped singing for a while. And then like after high school, in college, I picked it back up again, and then we started some bands together, and doing ever since.
Love it. So everybody kind of knew what they wanted to do, or at least had some musical inclination. Last but not least.
Hi, I'm Kris. And I've been singing since I was a kid, you know, in church and all that. And my dad would play guitar for our children's ministry, so I was a kid in there. So I've wanted to play guitar ever since that, and watching Marty McFly play it in Back to the Future. So I became a quick Chuck Berry fan after that. And then finally, when I was about 15, I was almost 15. It was on my dad's birthday. He started teaching me guitar and everything, and so I've been playing that for about 16 years now. And I met Amy in theater and another mutual friend, and then she calls me up a couple of years ago. Hey, do you still play guitar? And their former guitarist had moved away, and they needed another guitarist, so I came in, auditioned. They gave me like 3 or 4 songs to learn. I learned them all, and
rest is history.
Yeah.
I love the camaraderie there. You can tell you guys have a bond, which is really cool.
Yeah.
What's the process like creating the music? Does everybody contribute to writing songs? Do you switch off performance-wise? How does that all work? I'm always amazed. I have sang live before. I can't imagine having to worry about somebody else singing with me because I want all the attention here. Not really. But.
We actually work really well together, and I think part of it is just that we've known each other for 16 years. We're aging
Yeah.
ourselves. But yeah, we've known each other for years, and so it was very easy for us to just come together. Even when we all had individual projects, we would go support each other. But Katelyn and I, when she started singing, I think we've been singing together ever since you picked it back up after high school. And so it's just kind of become a natural thing for us to sing together. And I enjoy having my best friend up there with me. It's comforting for me.
I get it. And so tell us about Siren Valley. I had a lot of people ask, what is Siren Valley? What does that mean? Where did that come from?
Do you want to take that since you named us?
I mean, when we were trying to come up with a name, we were just throwing a bunch of different stuff out, and then
Honda.
Honda was one.
And then I just kind of came up with this word combination because where we live, I mean, number one, we know a lot of musician friends and a lot of singers, so collectively, we know a lot of sirens around here. And then also there's a lot of sirens
As far as
going
police
off.
sirens.
Police sirens, ambulances,
Everywhere.
Yeah.
all the time. So, and then we're, out in the valley in the desert. So it is a valley full of sirens
Yeah.
in more ways
It's a
than one.
very catchy name, actually. I loved it when I saw it. I thought, well, there's a good story there. I love the word siren. That's pretty cool.
Well, we're all very into Greek mythology too, so it kind of just came out of she's very good at thinking of words and just putting them together.
Isn't that great how that works out? I love that's why
Yeah.
you can feel the camaraderie between you all. Talk about scratched up art, because I let everybody kind of choose their own title, and a lot of times has to do with a project they're working on, or maybe a new album, or do we even say album anymore? A new single. Why scratched up art?
Well, the name of our first EP is Scratched Up Heart, and it was kind of based off the idea that hearts are like a vinyl record, and even though it has some scratches on it, it still holds beautiful music. And so our biggest thing now is we have a blog and a podcast that we do based off of what we named our EP called Scratched Up Art, and it's all about how we kind of just fumble our way through this life as a musician, trying to figure everything out. And we do it DIY, and we just jump in and do it. And
That's true.
yeah, and we
Lots of
share
trial and error.
yeah, and so we share our experiences, our failures, our successes, everything. We try to just be very open and honest about it, and so we call it our scratched up art.
It's so good because I think that makes the audience, I would imagine, resonate more with you when you share the ups and the downs. People just want to get to know people. It's cool. And then as we were talking before we went live, people, once they do, they're like, I want to listen to them. I want to support them. So kudos to you. That's a lot that you're doing. You guys are really promoting your brand. I don't think I knew about the podcast, or if I did, I've forgotten.
It's brand new. We're just starting it.
Congratulations. That's big. All right. So talk about 2020 before because everybody's like, are they going to sing? Yes, I'm asking them questions. 2020, what was that like for you all as far as pivoting and shifting how you had to figure out how to perform your music and collaborate and all of it?
Yes. Well, does somebody else want to take it?
Well, first of all, we were introduced to Zoom a lot, as many of us were. So, but the hardest part is when you do stuff on Zoom or Discord or anything like that, there's a slight delay for when it gets to the person, and then when what they do comes back to you. So by that time you're playing a chord or something, and they're a second behind you, and
Rehearsals were tough.
So what we would do is we try chord progression, okay, that sounds good. Okay, and so they mute themselves, I'd play, and they just kind of record over it and see what would go well with it and everything. And we did some live shows. We actually were supposed to do a tour last year.
Oh yeah.
Up the coast, up the West Coast, up to Oregon and everything, and of course that got canceled. So a couple of, at least one of the bars reached out to us. They wanted to have us live stream for their bar. So they live streamed us there. So that was pretty cool. So we
Love that.
got more acquainted to live streaming and all that stuff. So yeah.
Well, it just adds, I feel like for artists, it wasn't necessarily the most comfortable thing to do, but it does add another layer of how you can perform and how you can reach your audience that I don't think we did a lot of before we were forced to be on things
That's
like
what
streaming.
our last blog and podcast was all about, how now that things are reopening, we're trying to find that balance because we've learned how to live stream now and everything. And there's still a lot of people who don't necessarily live around where we are, but still want to see us. And so we're trying to reach all our fans through live streams, like a split of live streams and in-person shows and all the other mediums.
I'm so glad that you guys survived that, because I know a lot of artists that really thought about giving up because it was such a challenge. And so I just feel like, though, the ones that hung in, they've got this added layer of creative outlet that they can have. Also another stream of potential income you just don't know. And guys, they don't do this kind of stuff for free, which we will talk about at the end of the show. All right, what are you going to perform for us? Talk a little bit about that.
We are going to do our latest single, Behave. It was actually a collaboration project that we did over quarantine. We did it over Zoom with some of our local female artists and friends.
The other band I'm in.
Yeah, the other band Marlon's in.
Yeah.
And we got together and we did a song about female empowerment and learning to find your voice as a woman. And it was released March 8th on International Women's Day. And so
along with the music video.
Awesome.
And we
All
made
right,
a big
Siren
music
Valley,
video.
I'm going to take myself off and let you guys take it over.
Okay. I used to pray God put your arm around my shoulders and mouth, 'cause I tried to find my tongue, but the fire came flying out. I learned to stand in the flames, that they'll remember my name. When all that smoke that blowing clears and I can finally take it. But I'm not afraid to live my life and make some mistakes. No, I don't care what they say. No, I'm not one to obey. And then I hear the sirens warning them that I'm on my way. 'Cause Mother taught me to be strong, and sister taught me to be brave. So I will make myself older to behave. They used to say I had to hide my strength to earn their respect, 'cause a woman should not speak so loud or be too direct. But I'm not here to appease, won't be caught begging them please. Just keep on marching till they find that they're the ones on their knees. I've got a fear of God, but I don't have a fear of no man. I'd like to see them try to stop me, but I was born to take a stand. Those that came before me, those that refused to agree. These scars are not a sign of weakness, they're a badge of victory. To be strong, and
Oh my God. I did not need to take myself off of that. That was so good.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God. Another reason I do take myself off too, because if I really enjoy it, it also is something nobody really wants to see me moving around and smiling. And, I loved that song and that performance. That was so good. Really good. I didn't know how it was all going to work, but God, I was actually moving, which, I'm old. I don't move that much. But I loved the rhythm. I loved everything about that song. That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Really awesome. All right. So how do they find you? That's the big number one question. How can people reach you? Is the website the best? Social media? What if they want to find out your schedule, become a fan, download your music? What do we call it? Stream your music?
Yeah.
Let's get behind our artists and support them. How can they do that for you?
We are kind of everywhere. If you go to our website, sirenvalley.com, you can find everything there. We have a shop where you can buy merch. We have links to all our places that you can stream. We also have our first EP that we handmade these little boxes and put a USB in it. So if you want to order like the original special version of it, you can order that and it can come in the mail.
The first edition.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are awesome. That's talent. Thank you for coming on and sharing. It was absolutely worth the wait. You guys go out and support Siren Valley. You can go to sirenvalley.com, or we've tagged them on all the social media platforms. You can tell they put their heart and soul into everything they do. So let's get behind them and support them. Come back anytime and perform. You have a new song. You've got something coming up. I would love, love, love for you guys to come back. It was awesome.
We are getting ready to release a summer anthem in August. So
come on back. I would love it. My audience would love it too. You guys are great. SirenValley.com. Thank you guys. You guys will be back a little later on. We'll see you soon. Go to Siren Valley.